Hello, my name is Rifa Aprillia and my student number is 222-3-2018. From the previous explanation, we know what the definition of public speaking. Maybe many of us don't know the importance of public speaking, so let's discuss. What is the importance of public speaking? Over the years, public speaking and communication has played a significant role in education, government, or even business. Words have the power to inform, persuade, educate, and even entertain. And the words are spoken can be more powerful than the written word in the hands of the right of public speaker. Whether you are a small business owner or a student, you will benefit from improving your public speaking skills. Some of the benefit of Some of the benefit of public speaking include: first is demonstrate your knowledge. Why? You are always at your best when you can articulate your thought clearly and effectively. Public speaking skills help you do just that. However, the actual value of your knowledge can only be realized when you can demonstrate and apply it. In addition, we can also share information about something with other people, so useful for yourself and others. The next benefit is demonstrate your confidence. Not only does public speaking increase your knowledge during the process of preparation, but it also develops and demonstrates your confidence. Whether you are interviewed for a job or hoping for a promotion, your confidence is what will make you stand out from or among candidates. Therefore, one way that can be done is to increase our confidence in using public speaking skills. For starter, we can do it in a small environment or small group, for example, close friends or family. Once we start to feel comfortable when we speak in public, we can move on to the next step, to speak in front of a crowded or a big group. We can take part in school or public speech competition and public speaking in front of classmates. So if it is done consistently, our ability in public speaking will also increase. The third benefit is help you lead better. The higher you climb up the career ladder, the greater will be the number of people you shall have to lead. As a result, the need for public speaking skills and the confidence pertinent to it also increases, making it one of the determining characteristics when considering someone for promotion. Therefore, these skills must be continually honed, because this skill also include our gateway to work. Some people may be asked why. So the answer is because if our delivery is good and confident, then the people who want to hire us will be confident in our ability. I think another benefit is we will quickly get along with many people if we have good public speaking skills. then it will be easy when we want to talk to people, and it will be easy to find topic of conversation. We will not hesitate to get acquainted with new people first, and maybe with this skill we can find new friends, work partner, or even friends for the future. So we need to hunt these skills. Maybe from what I have mentioned, some have you asked how we can improve our public speaking skills? So the answer is with practice. This is the best and correct answer in my opinion. Because when we practice, our ability and confidence will continue to increase. We can prepare the text of the speech that we want to present, such as opening, ice breaking, to create the atmosphere we want, convey the topic we want to talk, and maybe we can make jokes if we want. And there are many things that we have to prepare if we want to become a confident public speakers. However, for some people, public speaking is the worst thing they will ever do. Essentially, the things they will not do. Many things they feel before speaking in public. For example, when we want to speak in public, we feel afraid that people don't like the topic we are talking, shaking hand, and even so much pain. The responses they experience when they want to speak in public are different. Now, to find out more about the challenges of public speakers, we will move to the next slide, and which will be discussed by Alifah. Thank you.
Becoming a public speaker has various advantages that you will get. Among other things, it can jumpstart achievement, increase self-confidence, and can make it easier to convey various information to anyone. However, to become a reliable public speaker is not an easy matter. Fundamental and effective components are needed to be able to build qualified skills to become a professional speaker. But you don't have to worry about becoming a reliable public speaker if you continue to learn what the challenges you have to go through. And here we have 10 challenges that you must pass so that you have sufficient competence to become a professional speaker. And here's the review. The first is deal with fear. To be someone who is in the center on the stage, to voice your ideas, your opinions, and the views, of course, you must have the courage to speak in front of an audience. And let me tell you a story. This is about my experience when I became a public speaker, when I participated in a public speaking competition. And that fear, yeah, I think it's natural. It's human being. Before I going on the stage, I thought a lot about the bad possibilities that would happen. I'm afraid that the people will not pay attention to me. I'm afraid that I will get wrong. I'm afraid that they will laugh at me. I'm afraid of being nervous or suddenly losing concentration, which then makes my mind go blank and various other thoughts. But it comes back to you about how you overcoming all these fears. I know those are just my assumption about the bad things that will happen when I go on the stage. Even truth, I haven't been on that stage. So I tried to get rid of that doubt. So I imagined myself, I put myself in the audience watching the mistakes of other speakers when he in the front of the people. Then I think if I see someone else getting nervous or losing concentration, I won't get loud at that person. And if I see someone doing something wrong on the stage, I won't remember it for that long time either. Although, yes, it's really embarrassing. But what I want to tell you is try not to be as perfect as possible, which that only adds the burden to yourself. Try to ignore what people say that demand you to be perfect. When you are brave and confident, standing in front of many people will continue to direct you to stay focused and concentrate in conveying information. No wonder many people distress or stammer when they want to convey information because of a lack of courage in standing in front of an audience. And remember, we are natural human beings when we make mistakes. So take it easy and make yourself confident. And the second, make the audience enthusiastic and interested in the topic you are being discussed. In fact, to become a reliable public speaker is not enough to have the courage to appear in public, like that what I say. You also have to be able to attract the attention and make the listeners enthusiastic about your topic. Some of the speakers are only able to make the listener hold in hearing and pay attention to them, talking about 50 to 20 minutes. After that, the listeners usually shift their focus to other things, and even the listeners can fall asleep because they feel bored with the delivery of the material. In order for you to master the audience, you have to deliver it properly and correctly, such as by making an interesting tone voice, expressive facial expression, and attractive body gestures. And the third, make it easy for the listeners to understand the material you are presented. The next challenge you face is that you have to be able to make the listener understand and memorize the points or the essence of the material you convey. It depends on the listener who are interested in the topic being discussed and are consistent in the listening and paying attention to you when delivering the material. In addition, it is also influenced by the composition of the material or presentation that is easily understood by the listeners. Therefore, wrap the material in an efficient or uncluttered arrangement so that it's easy for the listeners to absorb the essence of the material you are conveying. And then the fourth is make the audience do what you say. This challenge is the discussion of our previous material, which is about persuasive speech. This is a tough challenge for public speakers. The listeners are not only able to understand the message you convey, but the listeners are also able to consciously or unconsciously decide to do what you convey. For this challenge, you are required to have the ability to influence someone to take an action. Here, you will be required to convince the listener or the audience to do something. In this challenge, here you can open your speech with an argument that convinces the audience. Then add the issues and the data to make it believable. Then close your speech with something amazing that will make people amazed and want to do something from the words you can convey. The more people will follow the positive and advise your confidence, the more successful you will be doing in public speaking. And I'm Nur Alifah. Thank you.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rosa Amelia and I'm from class 3A, and I will explain 3 challenges of being a public speaking person and 3 things how important is public speaking. Being a public speaking speaker or a public speaking training is certainly not an easy thing. Speaking in front of a group is the most frightening thing for many people, right? And there are also challenges for a speaker. However, challenges are not an obstacle for someone who wants to practice being a public speaker. A courage without the support of knowledge and skill in sending message to the audience will make you like a drunk person who talks like nonsense in front of others. The challenge of public speaking is once can relate the topic to the listener's motivation. When you tell a story, you want your audience to be engaged, right? So, you choose a topic that will interest your audience. When you choose a topic, consider your audience. Ask yourself, what topic or subject will engage the audience? If your answer what topic to choose, consider the following current events like newspaper and other media and personal experience, your hobby, and of course your work. The second challenge is afraid to trying. If you're afraid, let the mind relax before speak. Don't let nervous destroy your performance. And don't avoid eye contact with the audience. Eye contact is important in talking to other people. With eye contact, a comfortable communication atmosphere will be created. Okay, next is don't hurry and speak calmly. The purpose of speaking casually here is speaking in a relaxed rhythm without reducing the formal impression. And the last is focus on goals. Talking to other people in the world of work is not easy because in addition to communication opinions well, the speaker must also be able to make the audience believe in what is conveyed. And the third challenge is there is no strong will to become public speakers. You may be saying to yourself right now, there is no way I will be a good speaker, but improving your public speaking and communication skill increase your self-confidence, but studies have revealed an additional benefit. Like professionals with good communication skill are promoted more often and faster within their job environment. Top company executive polls say that the one essential skill they look for in an employee's slate for promotion is the ability to effectively communicate ideas. Public speaking is one of the most important and most treated forms of communication. Glossophobia or speech anxiety is the most common fear people have across the globe. Throughout primary school, is it easy to be the student who sits in the back of the classroom and avoids raising his or her hand to dodge such situation? But in the working world, public speaking is a vital skill to have and to hone. It affects simple, everyday interaction between workers, bosses, and employees, marketing professionals, and clients, and it can have an enormous impact on your career path and your level of success in your industry. There are many reasons why public speaking is important, but the 3 that we believe to be the most significant are: the first is to win over the crowd. An important skill to have in business and especially in the public relation arena is the skill of persuasion or the ability to win over the crowd. Inside and outside the workplace, the power of persuasion can carry you far, and it all starts by honing those public speaking skills. Mastering public speaking results in an increase in confidence, and with that, a cool and collected presence in front of an audience. The second is to motivate people. A great public speaker attains the power to motivate his or her audience to do something. Stop doing something, change a behavior, or reach objective. But to carry an idea forward, you must be able to excite and enliven in life your peers, employees, workers, and customers. And the last is to inform. The ability to inform is one of the most important aspects of public speaking. From presenting research papers and PowerPoint presentation in school to presenting ideas and pitches to your boss or client, informative public speaking is a vital component of a successful career across all work fields. Okay guys, that is an explanation of 3 challenges and 3 important aspects of public speaking. If you have a question related to the presentation that I convey, you can directly ask me or my group, and thank you all. Hopefully, it will be useful for those of you who want to become public speakers. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Once you have their attention, a good informative speech sharing your knowledge of a subject with an audience enhances their understanding and makes them remember your word long after you finish.
The next challenge of public speakers is not socializing well with people around. Public speaking tends to be feared more intensely and more often by those who have anxiety when socializing with people around. In a study by Baptista 2006, 91.6% of subjects with SAD or social anxiety disorder reported having the fear of public speaking, compared to 24% of non-social anxiety disorder subjects. The study showed that there were more people with SAD who had the fear of public speaking than non-SAD sufferers. It means that public speaking is more challenging for SAD sufferers who have anxiety when socializing with people around. It is more challenging for them because they need to overcome their excessive anxiety first. And the next challenge of public speakers is have clear goals. When planning your public speech or your presentation, you should always keep your main objective in mind. What is the purpose of your speech? What is it that you want to achieve with your performance. And then, what do you want your audiences to take from your speech? And is your goal to motivate, empower, or persuade your audiences to take action? Is your goal to help your audiences understand and remember some key points of your speech? You should make sure that your speech has clear goals. It has to be clear, because a well-crafted speech can boost the speaker's confidence. According to textbook Public Speaking Practice and Performance, by change learning, a person's self-confidence improves as he becomes an effective public speaker. The last challenge of public speakers is should practice alone, because many public speaking books advise new speakers practice in front of a mirror. Research suggests that this may not be as helpful, as people often become distracted by how they look and lose their ability to stay focused on the content of the speech. The only case when practicing your speech in front of the mirror could be beneficial is when you want to polish your body language and gestures. Before practicing your speech, it might be a good idea to prepare cue cards or your cheat sheets that you will use during your speech. The cue cards may contain the high-level speech elements mentioned in your outline, as well as transition phrases, keywords, statistic data, or punchlines that you want to share with your audiences. Then you can start practicing your speech in a place where you will not be distracted by anything or anyone. And that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for your time and attention.